And we are back. So collectively, 10 of wands. I mean, 5 of wands came out. Can this be seen? Oh, I have to change here. Collectively. So this fell out. And this will be the appetizer. And then we'll get into the reading after. Collectively. 2 5s. We got the 5 of Pentacles. Collectively. Now I'm connecting with Capricorn. Collectively. Collectively. And I just got out of it. And that just gave me insight into what is happening collectively. I feel this energy of tuning in and then tuning out. Tuning in, focusing too much on it, and then as a result, tuning out. You can let me know if that makes sense. Collectively. We have the Fool and the 7 of Wands. I feel that energy of overthinking your spirituality. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, that makes sense. So what I'm also getting, just looking at this right now, and just like, I feel that circumstantially, why is my ear like so weird? My ear, not weird, but I feel that collectively, and I'm getting cold, like what is happening? I just need to go with it and stop trying to like be silly, Chimera. Just experience it. So I just felt the need to hide myself. I felt the need to like come into myself. So I feel that collectively we are going through a time of restriction. I really feel that Capricorn energy. I feel that it's like a restricting time. And I also feel that this sense of restriction is creating inner conflict because collectively we are defining ourselves by our circumstance versus by what we are inside, which is that space that is very difficult to name. And it's making connection difficult. Now I'm feeling Venus retrograde. It's making connection difficult. And I feel the reason why it feels difficult is because we feel we have to connect as opposed to connect with ourselves. So that in and out vibe, like connecting, you're flowing, you're in yourself, and then you come out of it thinking a little too hard. And I feel like that thinking a little too hard is because you feel you need to accommodate other people. This is not from the cards now. This is just connecting the vibe. It's like at odds with, I need time for myself. Like I want to focus on myself, but then like I need to maintain my relationships. Like what do I choose? What do I choose? But then wanting to maintain your relationships, fuck, I'm not good enough because I'm experiencing like lack right now. And it's not making me feel very attractive. So connecting in my relationships are hard because I feel like I'm projecting my sense of low self-esteem or whatever it is onto everybody when it's just my circumstance. And coming in and out of that, now I'm getting back to the cards, coming in and out of that awareness of circumstance versus your intrinsic essence is the conflict that makes like wanting to stay away from relationships appealing to those that are actually running away from their relationships, running away from the sense of connection. I also seeing with the way that these cards look, so I know it's going to be like this, seeing the way that these are positioned, there's no sense of risk being taken. There's no sense of risk being taken. In fact, it feels like that's an irresponsible thing to do. It's irresponsible to take a risk. When in fact, it seems like that would be that would be a good way to... I'm so used to coughing up my phlegm, but now that I'm talking, it, like, anyway, that just, it's like weird to cough and not like, you know, like borderline hack it up. Oh. My ear. It feels like a plane's going by, but I don't know if anyone's sensitive to that, where plane, like you feel the sensation of a plane going by. It wasn't a plane. And it felt like in a movie where all the sound goes out, although I can still hear the ringing in my ears, but all the sound goes out, and it's like all frequency that you're feeling, and there's no sound. That's what I just felt. So I can tell, and that was after me saying what I said about doing what it is that you required. It felt the opposite of muffled. Like, now, okay, you know, in final, for those that have watched Paranormal Activity, where when the ghost was around, it's just like a vibe, but it's silent, and it's like a vibe. That's what it felt like. No sound. Like, it just, like, it was like stuck. Like, that's what I felt, like stuck. But anyway, and I feel like that illustrates this energy that I'm feeling and seeing in front of me. The feeling of feeling stuck. The feeling of feeling stuck. I feel collectively that the idea of dreaming, daydreaming, like just experiencing what your mind can show you, feels delusional. Like, okay, so what I'm getting is that collectively we have been disillusioned. We've been disillusioned. Our sense of innocence has been taken more. Because it's like, there's always still innocence left. So more innocence has been taken and has been replaced with maturity. That sense of maturity has us feeling kind of hard and tight. Tight like a tight muscle. Hard like a muscle that needs to be rubbed out and massaged. But instead of the massaging and rubbing it out, I'm feeling this is how things are now. And I just have to be the stiff, in pain version of myself because this is how I am now. Weathered, exactly. That is what I'm feeling. And as a result, doing what you used to do, dreaming, imagining, that's no longer. That's not, I have to focus on this hard shit now. And it's like looking towards the Knight of Swords. This is what it's like this. Looking towards this. And this energy just feels like the one that jumps to mental conclusions. Like, oh, ready. It's like, let's just manipulate the truth. Like, ready. Let's just fuck it up. Make life even worse. So what's fascinating, however, is this energy on the end. So this feels like something that has to be gone through. That's why it's happening. It feels like it has to be gone through. And staying the course will take us to a space where we're no longer, like, the weather is no longer bad. Or that's not, I don't want to say bad, but it's no longer only raining. There's more dynamicness, or not the weather's more dynamic. But I can feel that collectively, I like the word weathered, so I'm going to use it. Collectively, we are weathered and have been hardened by our experiences. Our innocence has been lost. We feel disconnected to our sense of whimsy and passion. And we're in a state of counting pennies and feeling at odds with ourselves. Because we do desire that sense of connection. We do desire that sense of connection mainly with ourselves that gets mirrored with other people. But we feel too low to allow ourselves to experience that. And as a result, we're just sitting in like a puddle on the ground, feeling just heavy, clunky, and unworthy at this particular time. Desiring to connect with the self, but even that feels like a lot to do. And it almost feels like a shift from, like, if I'm feeling the sense of it being perceived as mediocrity versus it being recognized that it is, that this is just a moment. This is just a circumstance. This doesn't define you. I get, if I were to die today, this is what life would be. And it's like, would it? Because this is just your moment right now. It hasn't always been like this. But it just feels oh so close. It feels oh so like all-encompassing. And this is what shows me that we're in something collectively. And we're going to come out of it when the time is, when the moment is right, when the moment comes. But now is not the time to focus on that. Because I also can see that as a result of not feeling, let's call it lavish and as abundant as possible, or as we're used to, or as you would like to feel, I'm beginning to get thoughts of questioning, like, your sense of ambition. Do I even work hard? Like, am I even about anything? Like, what do I do? Is it important? Do I even do anything? I can't even tune in right now. So, like, is life worth living? Am I doing a good job at being me? It feels heavy, almost suicidal. That's what it feels like. Unworthy energy. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Depression. That's what this feels like. This feels like depression. I feel collectively we're depressed right now. Please let me know if this resonates. Collectively, I feel a sense of depression. And just seeing this, like thinking about the time of the Great Depression, and collectively, this is collectively, shit's not right now. It's not right now. I want to cry. I want to cry. Whew. The solace is knowing that it's not going to stay like this, but it's, you know what it is? It's because it is like this right now, and it's so heavy. It takes all the oxygen out of the space that it feels like this is the only thing that it can ever be. It feels so definite, but it's not. But it feels that way. Like what I'm seeing now is you in a house that's you, like, okay, so okay, this is to explain the feeling. Right now I'm in a house and the house is on fire and it's just smoke. That's what it feels like. It's smoke and mirrors. It's smoke and mirrors. That this is your now. I mean, this now is forever. It's not collectively. This is not how shit's gonna be forever, you know? And it's not a pipe dream to think that it's not. In fact, it's gonna get better. But it feels like one of those that's gonna get worse before it gets better. Worse before it gets better. Character defining moments. But it feels incredibly definite. Oh, The only thing keeping me out of it is the deep structure I've spent a year building internally. And that's the thing. I appreciate you mentioning that, Tanya, because now would be the time to prepare. Don't force it in terms of the amount of energy that you have, but with the energy that you have, focus it towards what you want. Even if it's for 1 second of the day. Focus that energy towards what you want. Like when you're able, towards what you want. As opposed to like catastrophizing. Yeah. In a nutshell, this vibe, the 5 of Wands, the 5 of Pentacles, the Fool, and the 7 of Wands. It feels like we have to be going through this. This is like protecting us to go through this shitty state. It's meant to be. With that being said, it's circumstantial. It's not going to stay like this. In and out of it lately.